So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh my God, I am middle-aged and I have nothing saved for retirement. It's time for me to get a second job. Or maybe you are fresh out of college in your early 20s and you've set a goal for yourself to become a millionaire by the age of 45. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to take on a second part-time job and you're not really sure which job is gonna be the best. So here are my top 5 part-time jobs that can make you a millionaire. All right, so the first one we're going to start with is going to be Starbucks. Everybody knows Starbucks, and there's no way I would be able to work at this job because I would eat up and drink up all of their stuff. But anyway, here we go. So Starbucks starts at $11 an hour plus tips. So whenever somebody goes to the register, they put something in the tip jar. And I used to have a friend who used to work at Starbucks. Thank you so much, Marie, for giving me all of that free coffee. I am forever indebted to you. And she said that you would make an average of an extra $2 or $3 per hour. Now, remember that tips are going to be essentially tax-free. So it's not something that's going to show up on your paycheck and you can walk home with little. Now, when it comes to your actual paycheck, remember in these jobs, you're not taking home pretty much anything or next to nothing. So don't expect more than $50 on your paycheck. It's probably going to be even less because you're going to be implementing everything and putting it into your investments, into your 401k. So you also get 1 free pound of coffee every week. Now that might not seem like a huge perk to some, but as you know, our American culture is crazy about coffee, and that would pretty much take care of all my Christmas and birthday presents right there. The next one, medical, dental, vision, and tuition reimbursement. Now, if your primary job does not have medical, Starbucks offers amazing medical perks, medical, and dental and vision. So a lot of the times when you work a primary job, it's going to be a good idea to sit down and see what your secondary job has to offer in terms of medical. And half the time, the medical is going to be the same thing that you're getting at your primary job, but it's going to be cheaper at some of these places that I'm going to be recommending. So you might be saving a couple $100 a month right there. 401k up to 75% of your pay, 75%. So remember, if you're making 11 an hour and you're setting around 75% of your pay going towards your 401k, you're only bringing home 25% of $11. And the rest of that's going to be going to paying your portion of the medical. Then you have a 100% match up to 4% for part-time employees and a 100% match up to 6% for full-time employees. You are not just going with the 4% if you are a part-timer. You are going all the way up to your 75% of pay, and that is to maximize your contributions so you can become a millionaire. Another reason why I cannot work for Starbucks is because they give a free pastry and all the free drinks you can drink on your shift. I will never sleep again if I ever worked at Starbucks. I do love their coffee, but it's pretty much crack for me, so it would never work out for me. But this is amazing. Free drinks on your shift, 1 free pastry. I believe that when you're not on your shift, you also get a 30% discount. That's what I've heard, but I have not been able to confirm that. So overall, Starbucks would be a really great choice if you want to become a millionaire. And we are starting from the bottom and moving our way from least best to the best. So let's get on to number 2. All right, folks, so this is number 2, which is Dominos, and this is where things are going to get really interesting, and I will explain. So it's going to offer you pretty much the same thing as before, free drinks and food, pizza, while you're at work. I promise if you work there a year or more, you will never eat pizza again. Medical, dental, and vision is for full-time only, so you have to keep that into consideration, and the pay is a bit lower than Starbucks at $9 an hour, but if you're a delivery driver, you're going to make up more than make up for that amount of money in the tips that you receive. You've got the 401k up to 75% of your wages. The match is a little bit better than Starbucks, and it's at 100% match up to 5% of your pay, but we're not worried about that match because we're going to be maxing out 75% of our wages. Right now, you can max out your 401k at $19,500 per year as of 2021, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to work as many hours as you can and contribute fully to your 401k. Now here's where the stocks get really interesting. So Domino's, I can't verify because I was unable to find out if the information was accurate as to whether it was just managers or anyone, but there is a 15% stock discount with a 1.59% dividend yield. Now when it comes to the stock market, so let's say that you want obviously to buy a stock. Now, when investors are talking about getting great rates of return, the traditional rate of return over historical rates is about 10% per year. Now, when you get stock discounts, that brings it up to a huge thing. When you have investors bragging about these amazing 20% returns and things along that nature, those are when investors really start to listen. So if you buy a stock, what is the price of the stock of Domino's right now? One second. You know what? It actually doesn't really matter what the price is. If you believe in the future of the company and you believe that Domino's is going to be there in 20 or 30 years, this is really important. So if you get a 15% discount on a stock, you are already getting a 15% rate of return. That is what investors brag about. That is how people become millionaires. Now, with Domino's, they have a dividend yield. A dividend yield is if you own stock from a company, they will pay you a certain percentage of the stock price in order for you just to have that stock. And Domino's is at 1.59%. So if you add these together, you're already looking at 16.59% rate of return, assuming that the stock price does not go up in value. That is if it remains flat. Now remember that the S&P typically goes 10% per year over time. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. But if you're at that 16.59%, and let's say very conservatively that the Domino's stock price goes up by 3% per year. So you're looking at a 19.59% rate of return as a very conservative estimate. And if you are able to put as much of your paycheck as you can into these stocks, do it. There is a video, I will try and find it and leave a link in the description about a man who donated $10 million to charity in his own community, and he worked for Lowe's his entire life. And that is going to bring us to our next two companies that you may very well be extremely familiar with. All right, and the third one is going to be Lowe's. Like I said, a millionaire donated $10 million to charity, and he worked for Lowe's for his entire career. Now with Lowe's, it's going to be the same. You're going to get medical, dental, vision for full-time and part-time employees, and Lowe's pays 75% of those benefits, meaning that your medical, dental, vision, etc., tuition reimbursement, all that is going to be extremely low cost to you. It's going to be automatically deducted from your paycheck, and at Lowe's it takes effect after 6 months for part-time workers. And you're going to get a 401k, and you can do up to 75% of your pay. Now remember, you're not expecting to bring home a paycheck when it comes to doing these second jobs. You are putting everything into your 401k. You're making sure that it's well diversified. You're checking up with all of that stuff. That's how you're going to become a millionaire. You get 15% off stock up to 20% of your pay. And don't forget, you've got that 15% plus the 1.25% yield, bringing it to 16.25%, and then a conservative 3% increase in value, bringing it to a I'm sorry, I'm left-handed and this is really weird looking, 19.25% rate of return or investment conservatively. And that is very good. And I personally believe that Lowe's is going to be here in 25 or 30 years. They've been around here a long while. They provide a great service to their customers as well as great products. you get a 100% match up to 3% and a 50% match up to 4 to 5%. Again, if you choose this job, you are not focusing on that. You are focusing on putting up to 75, not up to, you are focusing on putting 75% of your pay into that 401k. The best thing about this is you get bonuses. Surprise! You got a bonus. You get a bonus. You get a bonus. You get a bonus. And they do this as a surprise. Nobody knows when it's coming. It's $150 for part-time workers and $300 for full-time, but that is really nice to get around Christmas time. And then that's what you've got with Lowe's. It's kind of, once you start getting into these larger companies towards the end of my list, it gets kind of amazing, and I almost get excited about these places because the benefits, while the pay may not be that much, the benefits far outweigh the low pay. But I'm trying to figure out, I believe that the average pay for a Lowe's was $13 an hour. It was something around there. And now we're going to be moving on to number 4, and I can't wait to get to number 5 because it's so exciting. So the next one is Home Depot, and it is extremely similar to Lowe's. I only had to make a couple adjustments here. But Home Depot is going to give you a little bit less pay than Lowe's, but the benefits are a little bit different. So it's the same as before, except you get the 15% stock, and their dividend yield is 2.1%, which is kind of high, which brings that to 15 and 2.1, so 17.1 plus a very conservative 3% rate of growth. So that does actually bring it to over 20% per stock, and 20% stock rate of return is amazing. Like, I can't even tell you guys how fast your money is going to grow with these companies, especially if they have stock options and a dividend yield. I swear, if you don't look at your account for like a year and you go back and you're like, where did all this money come from? Seriously, it grows super fast. And then with their bonuses are going to be a little bit different. Their bonuses are a higher dollar amount, but it depends on how long you've been with the company. So for Lowe's, it's $150 and $300, depending on if you're part-time or full-time. With Home Depot, it's going to vary depending on how long you've been with the company, how your seniority is. And the Home Depot bonuses are actually really large, like in the thousands if you've been there for a long time. So that is really nice to get. And by the way, with Lowe's, you get a 10% discount, and I believe that it is exactly the same with Home Depot. You get a 10% discount on all the products that they sell. And I'm a huge shopper at Lowe's and Home Depot, so that 10% would like come in super handy. And if you're getting really creative and you're trying to get into the rental property thing, that 10% discount is really going to come in handy as well. So let's get to the last one, which is my favorite. Before getting to the last one, don't forget to smash that like button to help me with the YouTube algorithm, and check out my ebook on Amazon, Living on Almost Nothing. I will leave a link to the description below. All right, folks, last but certainly not least is Costco. I have applied for a job at Costco once every 6 months for the last 20 years. And I have not even got an interview. That is how difficult it is to get into Costco because of all of these benefits. So this is just amazing. That's all I gotta say. If you work at Costco and you quit, I'm gonna slap you. I am. So Costco, you get a 401k with a 50% match up to $500. So if you put in $500 in your paycheck, it is magically $750 per paycheck, or it can be $1,500 per month, up to $19,500 per year, blah, 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 blah. On Sundays, you get time and a half. This is an amazing perk, and I would sign up for every single Sunday. I will give people those little free appetizers and those little samples, no problem. Everybody gets a free Thanksgiving turkey. That's kind of a cool perk. At Starbucks, you get free coffee, and I would die of a heart attack within 2 years, but I won't die from a turkey. So you get free Thanksgiving turkey. You get bonuses in the thousands, and I'm talking thousands. There was a story put out one time about the CEO or something along the lines of a Costco, And he made like $30 million, and he said, I don't need it, give it to the employees. It was distributed among all of the employees evenly per his wishes, and that was just a huge bonus. The base pay for Costco is $16 an hour in every state. No, that is nothing to scoff at. That is actually huge considering it's a retail environment. I would imagine it's one of the highest base pays for a retail company anywhere. They have a pension plan. Pension plans are going by the wayside, but you have the option to sign up for a pension plan, and you can look at yourself and not only obtain millions by putting everything into your 401k or what have you, but you can also get passive income in your retirement, which I think is absolutely amazing. They have a stock purchase plan, a 50%, 50% match on their stock or your 401k. So they are actually putting your choices into your hands. They're giving you the option, which I think is amazing. You can buy Costco stock, or you can do a regular 401k and put it into the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, what have you. So it's up to you. They really give you options here. Now, their dividend yield on their stock plan is not really great. It's 0.78% dividend yield, but still, this is going to add up. And this is my absolute favorite. You've got everything. And I didn't even put in, it's medical, dental, vision, 401k, stock options. You've got tuition reimbursement. I think they even have like care plans for your family and crazy, crazy stuff. But Costco is definitely number one in my book. And you know that Costco is going to be around for a really long time. They offer a great bulk products, great service. They have a lot of happy employees, people who actually want to help you. And the pizza in their food court is kind of awesome too. So that is my top 5 for becoming a millionaire. So if you are 20 and you want to retire at 45, take this on as a second job. If you are 40 and you plan on retiring by 65, you can take any one of these 5 jobs and you can become a millionaire as long as you max out your 401k options and you invest in the stock plans if they give you that option. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. So who are all these little children?
Me.
Oh, you? Who are you?
Duke.
Duke. Who are you? Bronson. And who are you? Okay, this is Dixie. Oh, look at you. Who are you? Savannah. So many children.
That's Dixie.
And a dog.
That's Dixie.
That's Dixie.
That's Tracy.
That's Savannah. Savannah banana. Savannah banana. Savannah banana. Ha! Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Who's my boy? Give me a kiss. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the human kiss. Kissy doggy. There you go. It's my boy. Mwah. Cutie.